And I need y'all to understand that baby lamb was a pawn, because they know that if they use an essay or a child or something that happens to a child, that's going to prick the heart of all of us. And I believe Jonathan and Susie played off of that. Now, again, although I don't agree with Joni Lamb's and Doug Wise's marriage, at the end of the day, that's their sin to bear.
He's out of line, but he's right.
When I was out there on the streets of Philly, it was do or die. But God is good all the time. I'm here for a reason. My name used to be Tech. I'm Mr. Gas now. That stands for Gutta and Saved.
Considered the greatest spitting. I tell them I'm Christ like they envision modern Christian. Tell them I'm nothing like check conditions of how I'm living. I preach Christ, we ain't fake delivering this. Candy man, soon as they. It's not about how much Bible chapter and verse you know. It's about how much Bible you willing to obey.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
If you don't believe with the doctrine or how they behave and all that stuff over there at Daystar, that's their sin to bear. That's not for you to say, well, you need to shut down Daystar. That's not for us to do that. God don't need our help. God don't need our help dismantling anything. All through the scriptures, we see God raise leaders up and take leaders down, and he don't need our help. So the fact that a lot of people is coming on here and saying, well, you know what, we need to do this. Let God do that. Let God do that. Now, do I believe Joni Lamb is covering up the situation with Pete and her granddaughter? Listen, none of us know that. I wasn't there. You wasn't there. Jonathan and Susie, haven't provided any really tangible evidence. They only went to the police one time. And here's the thing. The only thing we were getting is people's perspectives and their personal point of views. Jonathan's point of view, Susie's point of view, Pete's point of view when he talked to Joni. We getting everybody's perspective and point of views, but we're not getting a police report point of view, and we're not getting nobody in a legal aspects point of view. Now the lady did come up with the polygraph and all that stuff, but that's another topic for another day. Here's the thing, and this is what I need y'all to think about. Nobody brought up a RAP3, a kit. The kit that I can't say the word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The RAP3 kit. Nobody brought up whether the young girl took a RAP3 kit or not. If she was truly assaulted, they should have done the RAP3 kit on her, right? Secondly, how come there was only one police report filed, and the only police report was filed was the one from the school? Now, again, hear me out. If they believe Joni Lamb and Marcus Lamb, prior to him passing away, was covering this stuff up, right? Think about this. What if they said, okay, we believe that Pete did this, right? What if they really said, okay, we believe Pete did this? What is the next steps? What can they do? You see what I'm saying? They didn't take her to go get the RAP3 kit, nor did they file another police report after that. It's just so much that's being left out in this whole situation. But Jonathan and Susie, I believe that they can play off the play and use this as a pawn to get what they want by bringing out that whole situation that was technically settled back when it happened, because they said they talked about it and was never talked about again. They even went on another vacation and it wasn't talked about then. Nothing happened then. And the fact that all this stuff come out when Jonathan wanted to be the president, I think it just sounds it's a bunch of suspect activity. It's a bunch of speculation and people pointing the fingers back and forth at each other. And that's what we're witnessing. We're witnessing a real live soap opera.
Ain't that right? He ain't lying.
What's the purpose? If we're going to keep the main thing, what's the purpose? If you want justice for your daughter, the justice should have been the whole conversation. Justice for baby lamb should be the whole premise of everything. Not your marriage to, not your mom marriage to Doug Weiss, not all the so-called Daystar Mafia, none of that stuff. The main thing should be the main thing, which is the daughter. So why are we going into all this other stuff? We all got family dirt. All of us.
I might tell you a joke, but I'll never tell you a lie. I'm telling you.
I might tell you a joke,
but I never tell you a lie.
Yeah,
It wasn't. And you're going to notice, right? Jonathan said absolutely nothing. He mentioned nothing about the well-being of his child. Not once. Now let's hop right into it, because y'all got to see this for yourself. You ain't got to believe me.
Which you then rejected that proposal. So this is doing nothing except confirming what we offered you months ago.
Yeah, I rejected the 14 points that were required to be able to.
And that was in it. So now I want to make sure that right there is, you understand that Daystar will never ask you to violate your religion.
Well, that's great, because if that had been put in place from the beginning, we probably wouldn't even know each other right now, to be honest.
Okay. So does that take everything away?
That's what started everything.
Okay, so there's no issues.
I mean, right. I mean, but that's not the way it was presented whenever we met with John Lynch and you and Arnold.
Yeah.
But if you're saying there's no other strings attached,
go ahead.
We're able to go back to how we were before.
No,
meaning full restoration of everything that we had before.
No.
And an apology to Susie.
That's been done. She came to your house.
That was not. No, that was not.
Where did he mention, anywhere in there, where did he mention anything about the well-being of his daughter? Anything in that, where did he mention anything about the only thing he wanted was to be reinstated in his position and an apology apology to Susie. That's it. How come he didn't bring up, well, we need Pete to be fired because Pete is an employee of Daystar? How come he didn't say, well, Pete got to go because Pete did this to Baby Lamb? He didn't mention anything about Pete being fired. He didn't mention anything about the situation that happened with his daughter. If this is about getting justice for Baby Lamb, how come her own father in front of the board ain't saying nothing about getting justice for her? Now I'm gonna play another clip. Johnny wanted a guaranteed contract of his employment. And he wanted a guaranteed contract for them to say one day he was going to become the president, whether they agree with it or not. I'm gonna play that clip. Y'all ain't gotta like me. I see that a lot of people came in here and put a thumbs down. That's cool. I'm cool, but I'm obligated to truth. A lot of people didn't like Jesus because he stood on the truth. A lot of people ain't like the Lord because he stood on the truth. But I'm gonna stand on the truth and listen right here. Let me play it real quick. Listen right here. The proof is in the pudding.
A crazy idea to even have a contract, except that we were put into this position that we're in, where we were.
Do you understand that the position of the board?
Threatened to be fired for not reading a card.
Oh, position of Daystar.
So, given that there is insecurity related to, you could lose your
there has been no
employment
action
for something as petty as that.
There's been no action.
Now watch this. He said the insecurity of being fired. Okay, now watch this. He said, look, we are the guy that's in here talking to him said we already got past that. We already handled that. You was gonna get your seat back as vice president. But watch how Jonathan pressing the issue of him getting a guaranteed contract to be president. He want who gets a guarantee? This ain't the NFL. It's a job. Okay, yes, you are the heir because your father and your mom started it. But who wants a guaranteed contract when your company never gave anybody a guarantee nothing? That's what I'm saying. The daughter was never the main focus. The main focus was always him securing that position. And it's a power struggle. That's what I'm saying. Y'all ain't gotta believe me. Listen. All you gotta do is listen to what he is saying. Y'all love everything when he recorded that stuff with Jimmy Evans and all that stuff. When y'all love all they are abusing their authority, this, that, and third. But look at what Jonathan Lamb is doing. He released the audio and they released the audio. Now listen.
As far as employment or as far as your income is concerned,
right?
For the call for the situation that that letter resolves.
Right.
So that letter is now, that is resolved, okay?
You see? He said it was resolved. He said that was resolved. You see that, right? Now watch this.
Now, so one of the other things you asked to guaranteeing you the presidency, okay, of Daystar in your request.
Well, that would be part of the contract, but that's already...
Now, we had a secession article sent out.
Right.
Okay? And you and your mother signed it. I did not. Okay? It's never been signed.
So he want a guaranteed contract that he's going to become the president. How come he didn't want a guarantee of Pete getting fired? Because Pete is still an employee at Daystar. How come he didn't want a guarantee of trying to get justice for his daughter? He want a guaranteed position as president. And y'all sitting up here want me to believe that all this was about baby lamb? Y'all bugging. Like I said, I know if I was on here bashing Joni Lamb, I have probably 10,000 people on here. But this is not about Joni Lamb. Yes, she got her sin to bear in front of the Lord when she stand before God in regards to the whole marriage situation. She got that. But this wasn't, like I said, Jonathan only brought all this stuff out because he didn't get that position. Had he got that position, we would never hear about Joni's marriage to Doug, nor would we have heard anything about what happened between Pete and the daughter. No, they not. Jonathan is not worried about his own well-being of his own daughter. He's not. Y'all just heard that clip. He's not worried about that. He was only worried about guaranteeing his position at Daystar and guaranteeing his position as the future president of Daystar. Now, mind you, look at that clip rate. Look at the recording. That was November 16, 2023. After the situation that happened with Pete and his daughter. The situation that happened with Pete and his daughter happened in 2020. They went on a vacation again in 2022. They skipped a year because Marcus had passed away in 2021. Then they went again on a family vacation in 2022. Everything was all good. Nothing about Pete. Everything was all good. Pete wasn't even mentioned. Now, mind you, now we in November 16th of 2023. Jonathan want that position. He want that position as the president. And now all this stuff is being brought up. In the email to his mom, he said, listen, if y'all don't guarantee this position for me, I'm gonna put out all this stuff. He used his own daughter as a pawn, and y'all don't want to believe that.